Hello, we are Team Stack Underflow, a team of 6 computer science students from Wichita State University. We are creating an iOS app to implement dynamic assessments for speech-language pathologists. For our app, you have the ability to add and remove a student. By hitting the Add button, a modal will pop up, allowing you to fill in various informations about that student. There is a first name, last name, grade, ethnicity, birth year, and language. Once submitted, the student will appear on the list. By selecting that student, you'll see the relevant data on the right side. You may also hit the Remove Student button to remove the student as well. The information on the right side of the student is all the recent assessment data. You are able to view all the assessments that the student has taken, as well as the various information on how they scored. Above that recent assessment, you can also see the information of the student. There is a Notes button and an Export button.
So, obviously, an important feature that we have search through the list of student names and find ones that match the search that we type into the box. So, some features of the search, first and foremost, are that firstly, it's case insensitive. So, capitalization doesn't matter at all anywhere in the input. Additionally, it trims white space automatically, so any white space added before or in the middle or after, um, a, a word in the string or a name will be deleted automatically before searching if there's extra spaces. And also, the the search will compare itself to people's entire name, first and last. So you can just search a first name or a last name or a combination of both, and all it will do is just see if that search is a substring of someone's entire name, and then it will just return the results list as you type.
When you have chosen the correct student, you can click Take Assessment at the bottom right of the screen, and you're taken to the assessment screen. From here, you can choose what questions you'd like to administer to the student. For example, you can add WH questions of complexity 1. And if you go to the bottom, you can add 5 of them and click Add Questions, and they'll appear. If you decide you want to do something else, you can hit Clear. It empties the question queue. Then you can add Repeat After Me, complexity 2. You can add 3 of those. Then if you want another category, you can add WH questions of complexity 1, add 2 of those. Those all appear. It makes sure that there are no duplicates. The questions might be the same, but the images might be different. And when you have the questions and you're happy with the assessment, you choose Start Assessment, and the assessment begins. From here, you can see the text of the question and image, if there is one. At the top, you can click the Notes button and write any notes that the user thinks is applicable during the question. On the right, you have scaffolding. If the speech-language pathologist uses cues or hints to help elicit a correct response, they can hit that plus button, increase the scaffolding. At the bottom of the screen, you have correct and incorrect buttons that the speech-language pathologist can use to mark down whether the client gave a correct or incorrect response, which is added to the tally, which will be presented at the end of the assessment.
When the assessment is finished, the app brings the pathologist to this screen. This screen shows the total score of the assessment at the top in green, as well as total scores for each of the individual sections, such as the different types of questions and the different complexities. It also tells how many scaffoldings were used over the course of the assessment. Below that is a section where the pathologist can input scores for the student based on attention, performance, planning, awareness, motivation, and interaction on a scale of 1 to 5. All of this information is saved when the assessment is completed.
After completing the assessment, once you hit complete, you will be taken back to the screen showing the assessment. You have 2 options there. You have the review and retake. If you click on review, it'll open up that assessment, and at the top right, you will see a review mode, so you're aware that you are in review mode and not taking a new assessment. In this review mode, you're able to go through the questions and see whether they were added correctly or incorrectly, the level of scaffolding used within each question, and the notes if you provided notes during the question. At the end of the assessment, you're able to see the results screen, but you're not able to edit it because it's in review mode. In the other mode, in the retake mode, it has the same exact questions. You just start new. So scaffolding is at 0. There are no notes in the note section.
Once at least one assessment is taken, the results of the assessment can be exported. We implemented the exporting differently than we planned. Originally, the results were going to be exported as a JSON file and saved to the iOS device, but we ended up implementing the exporting as an email. When the email button is pressed, the email modal pops up and the user can input the email address where they want to send the results. The email includes all the data from the assessments as well as the number of scaffoldings used.
We're happy with the project we've produced, and we're glad that each of the features we promised in our work statement has been completed.